Hello, welcome back everybody. Well, today I am going to be showcasing you guys a build that I think everybody could use, and basically it's going to be the best build for a long while because I don't think we're going to get any new update, right? Besides the optimizing update. Wow. That if you guys haven't seen the optimization update drama, it has been really hectic, right? That was yesterday for me at the time of recording, so it gets really depressing when you're hearing bad news, right? That's why we're just gonna make a more positive video today that, you know, lets me showcase my build. So I know it's gonna take a minute for me to show you guys the build, but I just want to explain that because this game constantly like changes itself with like balancing and stuff, right? So it's pretty frustrating to keep up with new builds, right? That means basically this build, unless it get like super crack cooked somehow, right? Like I think the most easy way this build gets nerfed is the Painite from Vtex, but yeah, it's just because like they changes the stat a lot in Trello. I'll just show you guys it. Now, anyways, back to explaining the reason why I'm doing this build basically, right? So you guys see that the balance change, we get like balance change almost like every update, right? For a lot of different stats, a lot of different moves, whatnot, right? Now, majority of them either like affects, well, I say majority of them, but it's really hard to tell considering like how often we get balance changes, right? But most of the time, it's gonna affect the magic size stats, attack speed, whatnot, right? And those are like not too important right now compared to power and defense, right? Which is the build you're seeing right now. So the reason why we have so much power, so much defense, well, that's because the meta always change. But you know what never changes? Is power and defense. You're always gonna need power, you're always gonna need defense, so you know, like it just sounds like a great build overall that, well, you don't have to change so often and frequently, right? Now, if you guys do like testing new builds, this would maybe serve as like a template for your future build that is like, it's pretty nice, pretty budget friendly, I would say, right? So without further ado, right, I explain my frustration, kinda, right? I just don't want to stall the video any longer, so we're just gonna go ahead show you guys the budget friendly version, because this is right now the maxed out version, right? So with the dragon blessing, I get 4k HP. Now we could have more HP, but I just settle with about 200 power. You know, it's fine, it's good. The only thing bad is the drawback, which doesn't work if you like spamming moves. That's the only time where you don't get drawback, which comes from my Painite gems, which I'll explain later on in the video once we get to this. But for now, at the beginning of the video, I want to explain the budget version first, then we'll get to the Painite and stuff. You guys are not familiar with that. So yeah, anyways, here we go. Here's like a pretty budget friendly, no enchants, no gems, right? We get everything's maxed out level 170, 170, and 170, right? You don't have any gems, no enchants, and this is a really solid stat. You can't go wrong with this. You can beat almost any boss and maybe fight some young dragons with this build, right? Now, all of these comes from chests besides Solrago's hood, right? This is the only piece that comes from Dark Seal chests, which you might have to go to Dark Sea for, right? If you're a beginner, I recommend going to the Dark Sea to find it if you want to find it yourself, or you could buy it from the auction house, right? I do not know how much the market fluctuates at the time, right? Like if you're watching this video from like a future point, right, it might change a lot, so you have to check the auction house to see if there's any hood, right? I'll just quickly show you guys it real quick. So see, it's only 5k. It's not too much, if let's say you haven't played the game for a while. This is nothing, right? 5k is nothing. That's the easiest way to get it. If you want to find it, Dark Steel Chest is the only way. But because this item's so accessible, like, you want to basically slot this in when you can, right? Look at the power it gives you. It's almost as much as a power amulet, right? So it's pretty good at a cost of -33, right? Defense. And look at it. Like, we're basic building defense with titanium armor, right? Everything's titanium here. Very nice. Can't go wrong. Now, we're gonna move on to the budget version. I'll explain like the gems and enchants you want to do like later, right? But for the budget version 2, in case you want to like a little bit better build, right? Slightly better. You can deck out yourself with rest of the Soragos armor, right? Which will cost a little bit more than titanium, depending which one you have, right? Either or is okay, right? Now, if you're doing the Soragos build, the only difference is you're gonna need a defense amulet that's maxed out, right? Which will fix your defense, because as you guys can see, our defense has been lowered a little bit by like 200 or so, right? You can always fix that with enchants, right? If you guys don't have enchants on it, right? Budget version, hard enchant, right? Power enchant, right? Like, well, I don't have any. Wait, no, it's called strong. I forgot. Yeah. So these are relatively cheap on the auction market, if there's any, right? Or you can just find them yourself. Super easy, right? Yeah, nothing wrong, nothing crazy. Very solid. You just can't go wrong with it. And now, moving on to the build you might want to go for. Like, maybe. Because this is enchanted with everything, right? Like, if you really need more magic size and like attacks, if you really want to do those builds, and let's say you don't want to do a power defense build, just enchant it. Enchant it with swift, right? Enchant it with brisk if you need more like attack speed. I don't think it's too complicated, right? Now, my budget versions are really just a template for what you guys want to do. But yeah, as you guys can see, it's decked out. I said that already. I just want to show you guys the gems, right? The gems are really important. So I have Painite on my Soragos, right? As you guys can see, I'm shifting it. So you guys can see that the Painite is giving me 200 defense each. And I have 2 each on the Soragos armor. Besides my helmet, or my hood, right? That one's giving me more power and range. I don't know why. Oh yeah, because I didn't want too many drawback, but it doesn't really matter since we already got a bunch, right? And we got more Painite on our titanium pauldron. Now, if you guys are confused about like the imbuement, which is how like we have 3 gem slot, or yeah, 3 gem slot on this piece. Basically, you have to do charting, right? Charting in this game is basically doing shoveling, like treasure charting, right? You guys ever like open the chest and see like a treasure chart? That is basically how you get imbued items, which gives you 3 gem slot, right? Those are a little bit more expensive to get, like the 3 gem slot titanium pauldron, but you don't really need the titanium pauldron if you're using Painite, right? And well, since we're here, let me show you guys the Painite, right? Now, Painite is really just from Dark Steel Chest again, right? Assume you guys already have some, or because I don't know how cheap they are from the auction market, but you can get them really commonly in Dark Steel Chest. And ideally, you want to use Golden Apple, but I know Golden Apple is super expensive. So the really budget-friendly version is Copper Shroom. Now, if you're even poorer, right, you can't buy it from auction. You use Auroric Seaweed for breeding, which is not really good. But if you really have to imbue it with something, right, this is like your last budget way item to go for, I guess. But ideally, Copper Shroom for like the mid-class and golden apple for endgame. And if you're really poor, you can just slot in anything, dude. Just like, it doesn't really matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. But yeah. And then after you made the Painite, you have to combine them, right? How you can combine gems is that, well, you also need to max out your jewel crafting, right? You guys don't really need to go this crazy on the gems, but if you do, that means you have to combine gems, right? So as you guys can see, my Painite over here has, I believe, 188 defense, right? Now if we combine this, two of them, right? I'll show you guys what a combined version looks like. I'm already using a bunch of them, so you guys might have already seen. But if we look over to our new combined gem, we get 224 defense. Now I know there's like something that other people like to do as well. People like to mix in like power gem, right? Let's say sunstone or any other stat you want. Like, it's really complex, guys. I won't go in depth, but you can mix Painite with any other stats you want, right? Let's say if there's like a stat you're missing and you want like more attack speed and whatnot, you guys will have to explore that on your own. It will be too complicated for this video, so I was just gonna show you guys the Painite for now. But let's see, do we have to showcase it anywhere? I'm not sure. We could fight a boss. I know I like for this build is basically my drawback build from my last video about like my build. But really, I think like I've been getting like questions about like what people's builds should be, right? Which hence why this video is here. Yeah, hopefully it helps. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, let's go test it. I don't know, like, let me go back to what's a good boss? I need to think real quick. Alright, I am at Elanon. I figure we might as well beat like the most broken boss in game right now. Yeah, because dragons are a little bit RNG, unless we want to fight young dragons, but those are too easy. Like last time we fought the young dragon, it died like so fast. So we have to wait till our HP get to max, and then I believe we could just fight. Do I have a healing potion? Maybe I can just healing pot myself, because I doubt I'll die in this fight anyways. Oh, never mind, I'm already max. Let's just juice it. Or I mean, juice up the enemy. I mean, yeah. I say juice up, but like, I really meant like, I'm just gonna beam him once we see him. Oh, where'd he go? He's directly above me. But this is awkward. So we're using a dragon slaying metal array right now for this build, which is gonna be the most efficient besides Surge. If you can't aim, just use Surge, right? You guys saw I just tanked it like the 2k damage right there. Oh my goodness. This build with drawback is a little bit crazy, you know? Oh, actually, I might die. I haven't set my spawn here, so we gotta be careful. Yeah. Gotta play it safe for now. I kinda got cocky and like tanked it back there, so that was a bad idea. Let's try this again. Oh, he's gonna grab me. Oh no, please don't die. Oh my god, oh no, I need health on myself. I trolled myself there. Yeah, and I auraed to get 5k HP. This is a resistant aura. That way we can be tankier. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I underestimate how strong Elanon was. It's been a while, right? We almost got cooked. Ugh. That was a little bit embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you guys saw nothing, don't worry about it. Oh shoot, he went below me. So that's the problem when you're fighting him. He just moves around. So the thing you don't want to do is use any like blast moves, any like pulsar, right? You can't spam with the drawback. Now, if you really want to play without drawback, I recommend not using Painite and just use any other gem, right? I feel like I should explain that earlier, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of obvious, you know? So I don't need to explain myself too much, I feel like. Let's get some HP. Where is he again? We gotta ray him right after he lands. which I can't see anything again. Guys, I forgot how. Oh my god. Wait, why did I tank that? Oh, I died. Oh my god, that was so embarrassing. Guys, I'm so washed. It's been so long. Like, how do you even die with a 5k HP build? Like, Jesus Christ. Anyways, maybe... Okay, do we want to beat him? I don't know. I feel like I got the point through, guys. It's just that I'm lacking skill issue horribly right now. I'm so freaking washed, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, I got no excuse for myself, guys. Like, I've been playing this game for so long. How many hours have I been playing? This file, I have 850 hours, and I got cooked by a lion. Oh my goodness, bro. You know what? Sometimes it's good to take L's. Whatever. I'm not too prideful about it. I'm there to prove a point. Well, I think I already proved my point by showing the build that you can like pretty much tank a Lanlon. Right? But yeah, I know not a lot of people have like the race spell, right? So drawback might not be accessible. So, man, you know what? I should have added on earlier that using Painite can be really bad, right? When fighting a Lanon, just because spamming your moves is like safer, right? Spamming for a range if you use blast and like anything else. But yeah, hopefully adding it at the end helps a little bit, but yeah, that's it from me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.